Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the chemical reactions of amines. Amines are reactive organic compounds due to the difference in the electronegativity of nitrogen and hydrogen. In amines, we will be having, for example, if I consider a primary amine, nitrogen is connected to two hydrogens. So, because of the electronegativity difference between nitrogen and hydrogen, it is highly reactive in nature. And the second reason is the presence of lone pair of electron on nitrogen atom. Because of these two reasons, amines are reactive organic compounds. And also, depending upon the number of hydrogen atoms, again the reactions will change. Reactivity also changes. For example, if primary amine is there, there are two hydrogens. If secondary amine is there, then there is only one hydrogen. So as the number of hydrogen changes, the reactivity of these amines also changes. If we consider tertiary amine, we will be having no hydrogen. So depending upon the number of hydrogen atom also, they show different type of reactions. And also, because of the presence of lone pair of electron on nitrogen, these compounds are also act as nucleophiles. As they are electron rich in nature, they are also referred as nucleophiles. The first chemical property of amines is the basic character of amines. Because of the presence of lone pair of electron on nitrogen atom, they are acting as Lewis bases. As you all know that nitrogen carries a lone pair of electron. So because of this lone pair of electron, these amines are acting as Lewis bases. The basic character of amines is illustrated by following reactions. The first reaction is reaction with water. Reaction with water, where amines on reaction with water, it releases hydroxide ions. So primary amine, I am taking an example of primary amine. When primary amine is treated with water, I can write it here H2O as HOH. So the lone pair of electrons which are present on the nitrogen, they obstructs this proton and OH goes out as OH minus. It's a irreversible reaction. It's a reversible reaction. So there is a formation of amine salt and hydroxyl ion. So as it releases hydroxyl ion, it is acting as a Bronsted base, or as it accepts a proton from the water, it is acting as a Bronsted base. Okay, so amines are basic in nature. They are Lewis bases because of the presence of lone pair of electron. One example for that particular character is reaction with the water. That is, primary amine reacts with water, it abstracts a proton, forms amine salt with the release of hydroxyl ion, and that's why the aqueous solution of amines are basic in nature. And here, as amines obstructs a proton, they are acting as Bronsted bases. The second reaction is reaction with acids. Second reaction is reaction of amines with acids. So what happens when amines reacts with acids? See, I'll take an example of primary amine. So when a primary amine is treated with mineral acid like HCl, H2SO4, HNO3. So when it is treated with such mineral acids, it forms soluble salts like RNH3 plus X minus. So this is basic, this is acid, there is a formation of a salt. Amine salt is formed here. So if I take here HCl in particular instead of EX, when primary amine is treated with HCl, there is a formation of the amine salt RNH3 plus Cl minus. Similarly, if I take aniline, if I take here C6H5NH2 plus HCl there is a formation of anilinium NH3 plus Cl minus. So anilinium chloride is formed as a product. Anilinium chloride. So when a base is treated with an acid, there is a formation of a salt. So these are the amine salts formed on the reaction of amines with the mineral acids. This is another reaction which proves which shows the basic nature of amines. Okay. These amine salts like RNH3 plus X minus, these are amine salts on treatment with a base sodium hydroxide, it regenerates the amine. There is a formation of RNH2 plus water and NaX. So when the formed amine salts by the treatment of amine with the mineral acid, if it is further treated with sodium hydroxide, the bases like sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, there is a formation of primary amine, regeneration of primary amine, or the parent amine takes place. Okay, the basic strength of these amines is determined by the basicity constant Kb. The basic strength of these bases, of any base, the basic strength of any base is determined by its Kb value. Okay, so it is Kb is nothing but the basicity constant. Basicity constant. So how you can determine the basicity constant, how to derive the equation? See, I'll take an example. RNH2, when it is treated with water, there is a formation of RNH3 plus OH minus. This is our particular equation. So according to the law of mass action for the reversible reaction, the equilibrium constant can be written as the molar concentration of product divided by molar concentration of the reactant. So it is equal to the molar concentration of the product is molar concentration of amine salt and the molar concentration of hydroxyl ion divided by molar concentration of primary amine and the molar concentration of water. Right. So here, as water is taken in excess, its concentration remains constant. So as the concentration of water is constant, I can take here K equilibrium into the molar concentration of water on one side and the remaining part on the other side, that is RNH3 plus OH minus and the molar concentration of primary amine. So here this is nothing but our Kb value. The basicity constant is equals to the molar concentration of product of molar concentration of amine salt and the hydroxyl ion to the molar concentration of primary amine. So this gives the basicity constant for any base. Like this we can derive the basicity constant. So this Kb value determines the basic strength. That means if Kb value is more, then it shows that the base is, or the given base is stronger base. If the Kb value is less, then it shows it is weaker base. So Kb value is directly proportional to the strength of the base. Strength of the base. If Kb value is more, the given base is stronger base. If Kb value is less, the given base is weaker base. And also we can also use pKb value to determine the basic strength, Kb as well as pKb. What is pKb? pKb is the negative log of Kb. pKb is negative log of Kb. Okay, so here the pKb value is also used to determine the basic strength, and it is universally proportional to the basic strength of any base. That means That means if pKb value is smaller, then it is a stronger base. Kb value is directly proportional to the strength of the base. pKb value is inversely proportional to the strength of the base. If Kb value is more, then it is stronger base. If pKb value is less, then it is a stronger base. Clear? pKb is inversely proportional to the strength of the base. Okay, if it is smaller, then it is stronger base. Okay. pKb values of some amines in the aqueous phase are given below. Here you can observe that ammonia is having pKb value 4.75, whereas methylamine, when CH3 group is attached to the amine group, then it is 3.38. That means ammonia is having pKb value more than that of methylamine. That means the smaller is the pKb value, more is the stronger is the base. So it is 3.38, it is lesser pKb value. So methylamine is stronger base than that of ammonia. Similarly, dimethylamine is having still less pKb value. That means it is more basic than that of methylamine. So like this, you can observe that the variation in the pKb values. So these are all alkylamines and these are arylamines. You can observe here alkylamines are having lesser pKb value than that of arylamines. So that means ammonia is weaker base than that of alkylamines and it is stronger base than that of arylamine. Arylamines are having the pKb values more than 9.38, 9.30, 8.92. So these are all having more pKb value compared to these. So they are they are less basic compared to the alkyl amines as well as compared to the ammonia. So what factors this decides the basic character of amines actually? That we'll discuss now. The basicity of any amine depends upon the ease with which it accepts a proton, or in other words, the species formed after taking a proton, whatever the species is formed, the stability of that species decides the basic strength. So the basicity of any amine depends upon the ease with which it takes up the proton. If I take an example of primary amine, which is represented as RNH2, nitrogen carries lone pair of electron. When this takes up the proton, there is a formation of RNH3 plus. So how easily this species is formed? If it is stable, then it is easily formed. Then you can tell that this particular amine is a strong base. So the stability of conjugated acid decides the strength of base. If it is more stable, then you can tell that the respective primary amine is stronger base. How easily it takes up the proton, or the stability of ammonium cation formed by taking the proton, that decides the basic character or the strength of basicity of a respective amine. In total, there are three factors which decides the basic character of amine. The three factors are, the first one is inductive effect. That is positive inductive effect plus psi effect of alkyl group, the first factor. And the second factor is extent of hydrogen bonding with water molecule. Extent of hydrogen bonding with water molecule. This is also called as solvation effect. Solvation effect. And the third factor is steric hindrance. Steric effects of alkyl groups. So these are the three factors which decides the basic character of amines. When the base is in the gaseous phase, only one factor is considered, that is inductive effect or plus I effect. When the base is in the aqueous medium, when it is in the water medium, in that case we have to consider all the three factors. The combined effect of all the three decides whether given base is stronger base or the weaker base. Now let us see some examples of amines and compare their basicity. The first comparison is alkanamines versus ammonia. So when we compare ammonia with the alkylamine, which is stronger base? From the pKb value, it is known that ammonia or alkanamines are stronger bases than alkanamines are stronger bases than ammonia. From the pKb value, we have seen this one. Okay, so now we'll compare how this actually happens. So why alkanamines are stronger bases than ammonia? The reason is, in the alkanamines, as I said, the basic strength depends upon the capacity to take a proton. If it easily accepts a proton, then it is more basic in nature. To accept a proton, the lone pair of electron should be easily available. When we compare these two, alkanamine, RNH2 is the alkanamine. Okay, so when we compare alkanamine and the ammonia is NH3. So here nitrogen carries lone pair of electron. So when we compare these two species, in case of alkanamine, there is an alkyl group attached to the nitrogen which carries the lone pair of electron. Whereas in case of ammonia, the nitrogen is connected to 3 hydrogens. So in this case, in the alkanamine, as nitrogen is connected with the alkyl group, it shows positive inductive effect. That is, R group, alkyl group, is electron releasing group. So as alkyl group is electron releasing in nature, it pushes electrons towards nitrogen. So there exists the plus I effect. So because of this plus I effect of alkyl group, what happens? The availability of lone pair of electrons on nitrogen for the donation with the proton is easy. This is easy. The reaction is more feasible. This is easily formed compared to the ammonia. Here also it can easily accept a proton to form ammonium cation, but the availability of lone pair of electron is increased in case of alkanamine because of the presence of alkyl group. As it shows plus I effect, as it is electron releasing in nature, it pushes its electrons towards nitrogen. So because of which the electron density on nitrogen atom increases. So that makes nitrogen to lose its electron very easily, or to give its electron very easily to the proton, and it forms a bond. So this is how alkanamines are stronger bases than the ammonia. I repeat, as alkyl groups are electron donating in nature, electron density on nitrogen increases, and that makes it to donate lone pair of electrons more easily, and that's why it is more basic in nature. And also you can define, or you can explain it on by using another way, that is the stability of formed ammonium cation. In case of alkanamine, formed ammonium salt is more stabilized. This ammonium, substituted ammonium cation, this is our substituted ammonium cation. So this substituted ammonium cation is further stabilized by the plus I effect of alkyl group. As it shows plus I effect, the positive charge on nitrogen is further involved in the delocalization. Because of the dispersal of this positive charge by the alkyl group, this is more stabilized compared to the simple ammonium cation. So that's why alkanamines are stronger bases than the ammonia. So on this basis, you can give the order of basic strength in the gaseous phase as tertiary amines are stronger bases, then secondary amines, then primary amines, then ammonia. Clear? That is, when we compare the basic character of different amines in the gaseous phase, how there is a variation. See, in case of ammonia, there is a lone pair of electron on the nitrogen, so it donates its lone pair of electron to the proton and it is basic in nature. When you go to the primary amine, when one hydrogen is replaced by an alkyl group, what happens? This alkyl group shows plus I effect. The electron density on the nitrogen is increased due to this plus I effect of alkyl group. So it is easily available. The lone pair of electron is easily available for the donation, or the ammonium cation formed from this primary amine is further stabilized by the plus I effect of this alkyl group. So primary amine is stronger base than that of ammonia because of the presence of one alkyl group, as it shows plus I effect. If you go to the secondary amine where two alkyl groups are present, further you can observe that two alkyl groups are there, which shows the plus I effect, which pushes electrons towards nitrogen, makes the electron density more on the nitrogen. So it is, compared to primary amine, the availability is still increased. Right? So that's why secondary amine is more basic than that of primary amine. Similarly, for the tertiary amine, as there are three alkyl groups, the electrons are pushed towards nitrogen more, so the availability of electrons on nitrogen is further increased and the electrons are donated easily. Or you can also tell that the formed ammonium cation formed by after the accepting the proton is more stabilized because of the three alkyl groups, as all of them are showing plus I effect. The dispersal of positive charge is further increased, so the tertiary amines are more basic than secondary, then primary, then ammonia. So like this, there is a variation in the basic strength of different amines in the gaseous phase. In gaseous phase, there is no any solvation effect. So that's why this is the only factor which decides, the plus I effect is the only factor which decides the basic strength. So what happens in the aqueous phase? In gaseous phase, there is only inductive effect which decides the basic strength. Whereas in case of aqueous phase, there are all the three factors affects the basic strength, that is inductive effect, solvation effect, as well as the steric hindrance. In case of aqueous phase, the substituted ammonium cation, for example, if I take a primary amine, the protonated primary amine is RNH3+. So this is our primary amine after accepting a proton. So when this is in the aqueous phase, no doubt there is a plus I effect because of the presence of one alkyl group. It is there. But in the aqueous phase, with this plus I effect, what happens? When you put this in the water medium, there also exists a solvation effect. That is, these hydrogens are having hydrogen bond with the oxygen of water molecule in this manner. So it shows hydrogen bonding with the oxygen of water molecule. So like this, I'll write here, hydrogen bonding exists between the oxygen of the water molecule. So this is in case of aqueous phase. So the ammonium cation in water medium, it is stabilized by plus I effect as well as by this kind of solvation effect. See, look at the solvation effect in case of primary amine and secondary amine and tertiary amine, how it varies. You can observe the structures when secondary amine is this one, R. This is our secondary amine, protonated secondary amine. So this secondary amine is RNHR. When it is protonated, it forms R2NH2 like this. So when this is in the aqueous phase, there exists a hydrogen bonding in this manner, and that means there are only, here there are 2 hydrogen atoms, so there are 2 hydrogen bonding possible. Here we have 3 hydrogen atoms. In case of primary ammonium cation, we have 3 hydrogen atoms. So from all the sides we have the hydrogen bonding. If we consider tertiary amine, which is not having hydrogen, it is having only after protonation like this. This gets protonated. So like this ammonium cation is formed. So there is only one hydrogen. It forms hydrogen bonding with the oxygen in the water molecule in this way. So you can observe that in case of primary, there are 3 hydrogens. So more hydrogen bonding. So it is stabilized more. This is stabilized more. As there are 3 hydrogen atoms for hydrogen bonding, more solvation effect, so this is more stable. Then comes secondary, then comes tertiary. So as the number of hydrogens are different, the hydrogen bonding capacity changes. More is the number of hydrogens, more is the hydrogen bonding, more is the solvation effect. The formed ammonium cation is stabilized more. If lesser hydrogens are there, then it is stabilized less due to the less number of hydrogen bondings, lesser solvation effect will be there. So like this, the extent of hydrogen bonding in water, the order of stability of ions by solvation decreases. That is, primary is stabilized more due to solvation effect, then secondary, then tertiary. This is only on the basis of solvation effect. But if you consider based on the plus psi effect, what happens? Plus psi effect is more in case of tertiary, as there are 3 alkyl groups attached to the nitrogen, and secondary is having 2 alkyl groups. So on the basis of plus psi effect, the order is completely reversed. On the basis of plus psi effect, tertiary is stronger base, then secondary, then primary. This is only based on solvation effect. This is only based on plus psi effect, right? And also, if the alkyl group, if it changes, that means if one is CH3 group, other one is C2H5, or if you compare methylamine and ethylamine, if that comparison if you observe, as the alkyl group increases, if the group becomes bigger, the stability or the hydrogen bonding capacity reduces, as alkyl groups they are the hydrophobic parts. So if it becomes bigger, then it is not allowing the hydrogens to form hydrogen bonding. So because of the presence of bulkier group, the hydrogen bonding may not be possible. So that is called a steric hindrance because of the bulkier groups. If R group is changed, if bulkier groups are present, then the hydrogen bonding is not possible so easily, and in that case we have to think of even steric hindrance, that factor also deciding the basic strength. So finally, by using or by concluding all the 3 factors, by combining all the 3 factors, solvation effect, plus psi effect and the steric hindrance, in case of bulkier alkyl groups, we have to write the order of basic strength, variation in the order of variation in the basic strength in aqueous phase of different amines is given as follows. That is, if you take methylamines, that is if R group is CH3, then the order of stability, the basic strength, order of basic strength, basicity follows this particular order in the aqueous phase. That is, secondary is stronger base than that of primary, then that of tertiary, than the ammonia. By combining all the factors, that is plus I effect, solvation effect and the steric hindrance, this is the order of basic strength in the aqueous phase. Secondary amine shows both hydrogen bonding and the plus I effect in a moderate level, so it is more basic, whereas primary amine is having more solvation effect compared to the plus I effect, whereas tertiary amine is having more plus I effect but lesser solvation effect, so it is weaker base than that of the other two. And ammonia, because of the absence of other factors, it is weaker base. So this is the order of basicity in the aqueous phase. And if you take C2H5, that is ethyl group is present in place of R, what is the stability order? See here, the stability order follows this particular trend, that is secondary is stronger base, then is tertiary, then comes primary, then ammonia. So secondary amine is a stronger base than the tertiary amine, then the primary amine, then ammonia. So this is the basic strength of different ethyl amines in the aqueous phase. Because of in case of tertiary amine, plus I effect is more dominating over the hydrogen bonding. It is that's why tertiary amine is stronger base than that of primary amine. Okay, this is for the different ethyl amines. This is for different methylamines in the aqueous phase. In gaseous phase, the order is fixed, that is tertiary is stronger base, then secondary, then primary, then ammonia. That is only dependent on the plus I effect.